Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about quite a sinister topic because it's quite a sinister time of the year. I'm filming this on Halloween, but it is quite a scary topic. Now nobody actually knows a great deal about this family, but many conspiracies have gone around the Rothschild family. If you haven't heard of them, you probably aren't the only one. So many people don't know about this, but it is quite a renowned conspiracy theory, even though nobody really knows who they are. So according to Forbes, the aggregated wealth of all the billionaires in the world, it comes to 6.5 trillion. But off the record, it is well known that the Rothschild family is one of the most wealthy in the world. They control banks, they control countries, like they control so much, as you'll find out in this video. And because there's so many heirs to the family, like there's so many different confusing things, there's a lot of conspiracy theories that go around them because their information isn't published like anywhere. Although it's difficult to estimate how much they actually have in their family, it's estimated they have between 1 trillion and 100 trillion in their family. Now obviously that's quite a wide spectrum, but even the family having $1 trillion, like none of them are featured on the Forbes rich list except for one, I think, and the rest of them aren't at all. They've slipped under the radar. Now many US presidents have actually warned about the presence of the Rothschilds intrigues. George Washington for one knew completely, and he tried to warn the public, and it's reported that Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy were assassinated for trying to nationalize the Federal Reserve through the assurance of Treasury Department backed currency. There's a lot of speculation about what they do and how they control countries. Due to their vast wealth, they've profited off many different things. Basically every single war, the Rothschild family reportedly funds both sides and injects more money into the side they think will win. Because war is profitable to them, they're making money regardless of who they input in, so they input to both sides and get money from both sides. But here's where it starts to get quite sketchy. Last year, some researchers found that Iran is one of only 3 countries that isn't having their bank controlled by them. Before 9/11, however, there were reportedly 7. Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Sudan, Cuba, Iran, and South Korea. But by 2003, Afghanistan and Iraq were under the Rothschild control. By 2011, Libya and Sudan were also taken over, with Libya having a bank set up whilst the country was at war. Again, fishy because the Rothschild family supports both sides of every single war, basically. They supposedly control the Bank of England, the European Central Bank, the Federal Reserve, the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, and the Bank of International Settlements. They're most of the world's gold and London Gold Exchange. And according to estimations, the 231 trillion family wealth is controlled by Evelyn Rothschild, the current head of the family. Now, the family itself also is very weird. The women themselves have no direct inheritance and instead have to interrelate with cousins, and it's so weird. They have to interlink with cousins through marriage in order to get the inheritance, keeping all of the wealth inside the family, because if they marry outside, they've completely been cut off. This has been tradition for hundreds and hundreds of years in the family, so they've managed to keep the wealth inside the family, and obviously inheritance can be like supported to wars and things, and it's all so confusing. They also take over banks through stock exchanges, and that's confusing completely. Basically what they do is they set up disasters in order to make people sell their stocks and everything, because they think the stock market is going to crash, and then at the low prices the Rothschild family buy all of the stocks back up, and then the stock prices rise and they sell the stocks and they make a profit. There's conspiracies that things like the Wall Street crash and other things are to do with the Rothschild family. I'm just going to state by the way, midway through the video, none of this is based on fact, but a lot of it is very fishy. Like a lot of it has been analysed, and it's like it's scary. Like it shows that the world is controlled by money, because they are like a rich family, and with that wealth they have power because they can buy out banks. They're at the wealth where banks go to them, and banks are meant to be the heart of money in every country. Some of their policies are to use monetary and sexual bribery to get people on their side. Once they get information from these powerful people, they will then hold them bondage, in terms of this, in forms of blackmail, threats of financial ruin, public exposure, physical harm, and even deaths to themselves for loved ones and families. But again, because it's all so hush-hush, like none of this is ever like a big public scandal, because they're so wealthy they could ruin everyone. They also manage to control the press through other people, because they're able to manipulate basically anyone and anyone through the power of their money. They manipulate the press to do certain things, and they can manipulate people. That's why there's a big stir about 9/11, because it's so confusing. There's a massive conspiracy that the Rothschild family made 9/11 happen in order to get control of banks, and it's all so confusing, and I don't understand. Like, I'm saying this myself, like, and I'm going to be making the video, like, I do not understand how it all works, but I know that they've got so much power. If you like Google into it, they get actors to fake in the news. Like there's some actors that you can see, and if you Google fake actors at 9/11 and stuff, there are people that have been seen at previous world tragedies because they are planned. Like, it's a big known thing to do with the Rothschild that they support natural disasters. So basically what you can see is this family has no moral high ground. They will fund wars, they will cause disasters to countries, like they will do whatever it takes in order to get money. Because although they got an estimated 231 trillion, own most of the countries, like most of their banks, like it's ridiculous. Smaller LEDCs, like less economically developed countries, have started selling their land, their like power to the Rothschild family. Like, it's not even to do with banks anymore. They are selling land for funding. They're sending proportions of their governmental power because this family is so wealthy they can fund entire countries. This video isn't even very cohesive. It's just stating so many facts about the Rothschild family. Like, you can't find one specific conspiracy theory. Like, normally there's like a topic that it all kind of surrounds about. The Rothschild family is just one big conspiracy. Like, you probably watch this and there's no like definitive answer to this. There's no like explanation. There's no like big one thing that's happened. They just control the world. A lot of people will say that it's faked, and like to a certain extent there probably is some over exaggeration. It does make sense that this massive family has the potential, and it is proven. Like, they funded wars to do with like the UK and France. Like, there's so many different things that it would just take for hours to cover. But I hope I've given you a brief overview into the disgusting nature of the Rothschild family. If you enjoyed it and want me to do a part 2 where I go in depth in like a certain topic, then let me know, because I've watched so many documentaries and stuff about this. Like, literally I've barely even used my phone because it's a subject that literally fascinates me so much. Make sure you click that thumbs up button, and also make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it because it notifies you every time I upload. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time in another video. Goodbye. I need to stop doing that as an outro, but I don't know what else to do. Also, do you like my new ring light? You can see. Oh well.